Welcome to DentiMax. We're going to review the security settings for the users. To begin, we're going to click on the Settings button in the top right corner of the screen. And once we're here, we're going to click on Setup Security. In a previous video, we learned how to set up users, and each user is assigned a security level. In the security screen, you're able to define what each security level means. If it's easier for you, you have the option to left-click on the word Level 1 and rename that security level to something else that you prefer. For example, in the video where we learned how to set up users, I suggested that Level 1, which is the highest security allowance you can have, should be reserved for the owner of the company or the office administrator if desired, or perhaps the dentist. So I'm going to rename Level 1 to say Owner. Level 2 I'll set as Administrator. And Level 3 will be my front office. Level 4 in my practice will be for the dental assistants. Level 5 will be for hygiene. And Level 6 will be for temporary workers. You have up to 10 security levels, so feel free to part out each security level however you'd like. Also, please remember that anybody who has Level 1 will have the same clearances as the owner of the office, the same as Level 2, 3, etc. So be specific about what each level means so you can set up their security rights appropriately. Once we've defined who each level should belong to, we can go ahead and dictate each category according to their job responsibilities. The setup screen is organized alphabetically. So the first item we have here, who is allowed to set up account and service codes. If we click the plus sign next to that item, you'll be able to see the different options available. Who can delete an account or service code, who can edit an account or service code, and who can create an account or service code. Currently, I have it set up to where only the owner and the administrator can create new, edit, and delete account or service codes. If I'd like to allow the front office to be able to create new service codes but not edit and not delete service codes, I can simply click the checkbox under Level 3 next to the new action. Once we've finished with that segment, we can click the next option down, which is the address list. The address list is reserved for facilities, labs that you might send cases to, referrals that you might receive or send out, and referring providers. Those are all considered addresses in our system. So this is asking who can create a new address entry, who can edit, and who can delete. As you work through these different sections, if you have questions about the implications of each section, feel free to contact the training department. I'd like to give another suggestion related to the screen just for you to consider. Under reports, we do have the option for people to be able to delete reports. Usually, I suggest disallowing people to delete reports because sometimes they think they're deleting the instance of having run the report when in reality they delete the report itself. Once a report is deleted, the only way to retrieve it is to call tech support and ask them to reload a new report for you. So keep that in mind as you're plugging in your settings. Another thing to be aware of is the transactions section or category has several different types of transaction options. This is so you can specify what kind of transaction and what part of a transaction you would like an individual to modify. Under completed transactions, for example, there's been several cases where a staff member may need to edit the tooth number on a completed item, but you don't want them to be able to edit or change the fee or perhaps even the status of that item from completed to planned. If you would like to give access for people to edit the details around the item, such as the tooth number or surface, you're able to select those specific items for the appropriate folks that may need access, while at the same time disallowing them from changing important items like fees that should be discussed in the front office. Once you're done making your changes, go to your options menu on the left and click Save Changes. If you have any further questions about setting up your different security levels, feel free to contact training at 1-800-704-8494 or by emailing training@dentimax.com. Thank you.